Hey guys, Courtney Bailey, and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be discussing science. If you're new to homeschooling or you decided to homeschool this year and you're looking for a science curriculum, I'm going to list my 3 recommendations on fantastic programs that I think will be highly effective for your family. Last week I discussed language arts and math. If you missed those videos, you can find the link here. But before I talk about homeschooling curriculum, I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone working in the education field right now. Teachers, school psychologists, principals, counselors, everybody who is working so hard to make this year effective as they possibly can for their students. Hooray to you. I know this year is going to be different than any other year that we've anticipated or any other year that we've worked in, but I know that great things are going to come and we're just learning as we're rolling. So I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all those teachers who are working so hard right now and are faced with something they've never experienced before, but they're doing what they can for their students, and for that is amazing. Back to homeschooling. So a little bit about me. I am a former classroom teacher. I taught in general education for a couple of years, and then I transitioned to special education as I just finished my master's in school psychology. So I have a little bit of exposure in both general ed and special education, but not only that, I've been able to move around from multiple different states as my husband's in the military. So I have experience both in private and public and in multiple different states. So because of that, I've had some people who are deciding to homeschool their children this year because of COVID, and they've asked me some curriculum advice and some curriculum questions on what I think would be a great fit for the family. So I just wanted to give some of my experience working with these 3 science programs. The 3 programs that I'm going to talk about today are Bob Jones Science, SONLIGHT, and BEREAN Builders. All 3 are fantastic in all different ways. Bob Jones Science is a very easy to follow curriculum. It's open and go. You can open up the book and begin right away. You don't have to spend a lot of the time prepping before. So if you're new to homeschooling and you're trying to figure out what it's going to look like and how it's going to roll, Bob Jones Science is the curriculum for you because you can literally open it up and begin right away. And you don't have to spend a lot of the time before or after prepping that program. It's also very basic. So if you have a younger learner or like somebody who's in kindergarten, 1st grade, or 2nd grade, and they just kind of want to learn a lot about multiple different things and not spend a lot of time in that higher level thinking on 1 or 2 concepts, but they want to learn a lot of different material, Bob Jones Science is amazing because they touch base on a lot of different science concepts without spending too much time going into that higher level thinking. So it's great for the ones who like to learn lots of new things and are super curious about all kinds of different things. This curriculum is great for those, but the ones who want to go into a little bit higher level thinking and who like to think deeply about science concept, maybe this is not the curriculum for them. Another great aspect about Bob Jones, not only is it user-friendly, but you're not having to spend a lot of time and money on materials for their science experiments. A lot of their materials you can find around the house, and if you can't find it around the house, a lot of the materials are inexpensive. So you're not having to spend a lot of time or money on these science experiments, which is great, especially for the ones who are new to homeschooling. And this is a secular science, so if that's the science program that you're looking for, Bob Jones Science will provide that for you. The next curriculum that I'm going to recommend is SONLIGHT. I also recommended this for the reading program. Not only are they amazing in reading, but they also have a box curriculum, meaning that you can buy curriculum for each one of the subject areas. So if you're new to homeschooling as well and you just want to go one-stop shop and you want to buy a curriculum for every subject area, SONLIGHT is the way to go. You can also buy one core subject as well. So if you're looking for maybe a different reading program, but you're looking for SONLIGHT for science, you can do that as well. You don't have to buy the box, you can buy one subject if you were wanting to. What's amazing about this program is it kind of uses the Charlotte Manson approach to teaching. It focuses on literature to tell a story and to teach a new concept. So it uses a story at the beginning of each lesson, and then within that story it's teaching a science concept. So it is more of a cross-curricular type of science program, so it's using that literature to teach the science. So each program comes with read-alouds and stories that go along with each lesson. It comes with a schedule that you can follow along throughout the whole entire year. And all of the reviews that I've been reading on SONLIGHT, that is the #1 aspect that parents love and that they use across the board in the other subjects as well. Is they follow the SONLIGHT schedule on what the day should look like, and they use that to gear their entire year for homeschooling. So it's an amazing aspect behind SONLIGHT. The last curriculum that I'm going to discuss is BEREAN Builders. This is an amazing program because it is engaging and fun like the other 2 programs, but it's also super rigorous. So it's really, really great for the ones who love science, who like the higher level thinking, who have the science mind. This program students are going to love. It follows a chronological approach to teaching science. So it follows the history. It's another cross-curricular where you're able to follow history as you're tying it in with science. You learn about one scientist and their science concept that they brought to the science world. So that's amazing because the students are actually able to be engaged and connect to that scientist that they're learning about and how that they impacted the science world. So they have a little bit more of a deeper understanding of where that concept came from, and they're also engaged and appreciate who that scientist was. So it's an amazing aspect. I would recommend it for families who have multiple children. The reason being is that the program, the curriculum actually differentiate the instruction for you. You can teach your science concept and your science lesson to all of your students. And in the back of the curriculum, there's questions that are differentiated for you. So it has the oldest kid question that's a little bit higher level thinking, and then you have the younger kid is kind of basic concepts. And so you're able to teach the same exact science lesson to all of your students. So if you're new to homeschooling and you're trying to figure out how you can homeschool all your students, BEREAN Builders is able to provide that curriculum for you that you can do with each one of your children. Bob Jones Science, SONLIGHT, and BEREAN Builders are all amazing science programs that I would highly recommend. But another thing that I would recommend is a website called Homeschool Tools. The reason why I would recommend this is because you can get on their mailing list and you can get promo codes and discounts, and there's lots of great resources on this webpage. You can buy all your curriculums, you can buy all your science toolkits that go along with your curriculums, you can buy readers that go along with each of your lessons. There's just a lot of great resources at this one webpage for parents who are new to homeschooling. And you can get some discounts if you follow along on their page as well. Another main aspect about this website is they also have great gift ideas on there. They have lots of different educational-based toys or educational-based games that you can purchase for birthdays or for Christmas. There's lots of great resources on this webpage. Next week, I'm going to be talking about social studies. See you then.